Welcome back to my channel. This is the Ask the Oracle channel, and for those of you who do not know, my name is Davina. I am a psychic intuitive, somebody who has gone on a long journey of studying, learning modalities such as quantum healing hypnosis, as well as matrix energetics, REIKI, and also I have some shamanic healing abilities. So what I do is I tune in, I ask what it is that I need to share with you today. And in fact, I had no idea, but I knew I needed to share a message for whoever's watching today or tonight, or whenever you're watching this at this moment in time. We're connected. We're already connected through the quantum universe. And so I believe you found this message because you were meant to. Now, what I was guided to share, I didn't know. And I looked on my desk right here as I'm setting up, getting prepared, and I see something that I have written at another time. So this is what I am meant to share. And so therefore, let's get going. And before I finish, if you do get any information or appreciate this material, please share some love with me and show me by giving me a like, hit the bell, subscribe, all that good stuff. Okay, so this is what I am going to tell you about. Now, the thing that I have spoken about a lot in the past is how to unplug from the matrix. What is the matrix, you might want to know? You know, we saw a movie, right? We saw a movie that told us that we were living in this strange simulation. And there are people who can go in and out of the matrix and do amazing magical feats, you know, and that kind of thing, right? And there's always like some spying eyes watching them, chasing them. But there was so much more to that on a deeper level. For those of you who know, you know, and those of you who don't, hang in here with me so I can try to explain the matrix to you. So the matrix is something that is where we are. There's so many different matrices, okay? We're not talking about matrices within the body and the muscles and the bones and the DNA and all of those things. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the matrix we live in on planet Earth at this time. The majority, the collective. How do you unplug from all the interference, all that noise on your TV screen? Well, there's a clue right there. I already told you. I told you a big part of it, but that's not completely all of it. So I'll tell you a story real quick about somebody who unplugged from the matrix. Probably about 2014, I want to say. Was it 2014? I had an intention to do that. I actually did a class on unplugging from the matrix in 2012 or 2011. Me and my seltzer water, sorry. I just need a drink, that's all. But it's interesting because at that point, I didn't actually unplug from the matrix that after the class. It was something else. It happened when I moved to a remote area in the mountainous region of Colorado, when I really unplugged from the world and stopped watching TV. But up until that point, I was still very, very much aware of the world view. So one day, and I'm going to tell you, one day it was very strange. So we lived in like the most quietest vacation, quiet, no traffic, no sounds but the wind and the trees and nature. That was all there was. Occasionally you'd hear traffic or something, but it was so rare. So what happened is we started to slow down to a different level. It was like nature, and the sounds. And so it was so relaxing. It was such a quiet place. You could hear the wind blowing through the pine trees, and occasionally echoes from far away over a valley. But anyways, for the most part, it was so quiet. And one day we were watching a show, and I want to say, now I'm going to tell you what it was because it's a good show, right? It was nothing wrong with the show itself. It was called Pawn Stars. And at this moment, I don't remember the network channel that it was on back in 2013. No, it was 2014. Excuse me. 2014, somewhere in there. All I know is out of nowhere, because, my environment's super quiet, we were hearing sirens. And my ex-husband was there, and I was like, what is that sound? It was so loud, like a siren. And it was like the show was continuing. They were talking, and there was no siren within the show. They were indoors, and it wasn't an outdoor show. But so what it was, we figured it out because we were looking everywhere. We went opening the doors. We went outside. We went on the balcony. We went, where is this loud sound coming from? And come to find out, it was the network show that we were watching, because as soon as I muted it, it got quiet. And that's when I realized something, that there is subliminal messages, sounds, subliminal messages on regular television programming. Maybe visuals too. We don't know, because those who want to control the narrative, how do you know they're not putting in subliminal messages? I couldn't find anything. I tried to look up stuff. I couldn't find anything that would verify this nudge or intuitive hunch that I had at the time. So I stopped watching television once I realized that there's this fear of programming on that program. Even when you're not plugging into fear, it's there if you're even allowing yourself to absorb that energy. Because, there's nothing wrong with Pawn Stars. I liked the show. It was a fun show at that time. It was kind of new, I think. I don't know how long it had been out, but it was somewhere in there. So when I realized that, I stopped watching. I really unplugged. I honestly don't even know a lot of I honestly don't follow a lot. So I have to look things up. But I always put out to the world and the intention for myself that if there's something that I need to know about, if I really need to know about it, bring it to my attention. And therefore, I do get lots and lots of information, but I'm still not fully in the matrix. I don't feel like I'm even a part of that whole world, like their philosophy, their ideas, what they expect people to look like and behave and all of that. I don't watch it. I don't buy into what that program, that mind program, because that's what it is. It's like everything we interact with, our minds are like computers. We absorb it regardless if our mind is aware. Like our subconscious doesn't, it has everything, but the conscious mind, it's not able to see what's in the back of the subconscious unless it's seeking awareness to know. So most people don't know what's in their subconscious. They don't even know, they're not even aware that they've even been programmed by a television screen. So therefore they are reacting in an unconscious way. So let me get back to this here. Let me get back to my notes to see what the next thing is I need to tell you. So I unplugged. I'm still here. I'm not totally unplugged from the matrix. At the same time, I don't understand their world because it doesn't make sense anymore. I'm not into that stuff. I don't watch nothing on TV. I try to watch TV. I turn it on and I can't stand it. I want to find something to watch. Like this morning, I was like, I want to watch TV. What's on TV? I turn it on and I can't find anything. So, hey, might as well turn it off. This is what I'm supposed to tell you. The point is to shift your awareness. Shift awareness to change your perspective. When we are in something, we cannot see the forest through the trees. Step back and shift. Now, how do you do that? So this is where you need to understand how the news media affects your beliefs, your fears, And these are the things, fears and beliefs are the things that ultimately shape your external world. Because not only are you believing these things or things that they're telling you on the TV screen, everyone else that's plugged in is doing the same. They have the same view as you, perhaps. We're externally receiving some input. If we believe that input, and sometimes they're steering you in what they want you to do. Sometimes they're trying to be so chaotic, they want you to go do some crazy stuff because it benefits somebody out there if you are believing their lies. It has to benefit someone or they wouldn't do it. It wouldn't upset you so much. They wouldn't tell you these things if they didn't want you to react to it, right? Okay. The thing I noticed is, okay, fine. I turn it on. I hear what you're going to say. How do we know what is propaganda and what isn't? So this is where we, the individual you, have got to learn how to tap into your intuition, your discernment, and learn how to use your vessel to feel what is true for the situation. Like, propaganda is so convincing, I have a hard time with it too occasionally. I will have to step back. So this is how I want to share with you, as someone who practices this, what works for me. It may not work for you, but if you're still here, I just want to say thank you, and let's look at this. So I get upset too if I plug in, and then I have to say, is this true? Who's putting this out there? And then kind of be a little bit skeptical, even if it's somebody I used to watch their channels. Or So I discerned between propaganda. So I click on stuff a lot because I'm just really, if the headline, I'm scrolling YouTube, and if it looks good, and I click on it, and I feel it. I feel it out. So yesterday I clicked on something that I'm like, this is total propaganda. It was somebody who, now listen, I did put myself out there by talking about how I support the Palestinians with the rights to live in their olive groves and tend and care for their lands that they have had. I support that. They're not, the people who are nurturing the earth are not terrorists. There are terrorists, but it's important to be able to discern who's the terrorist and who's the liar and who's the, it's important to fill it out. So I clicked on something, and it was a woman talking about how the Palestinians were all jihad rebels, and they hated Israel, and they hated the Jewish people. And I was listening to her because she sounded like she was legitimately being honest, with her passion of how this is what she knew about. And but I started listening to her, and I'm like, wait a minute, she's only saying one side. She's not talking about the peaceful Palestinians. Anytime, now this is how you can tell if it's propaganda. Anytime somebody has a one-way worldview, like it's one way, there's no variation, you don't cover all of it, you only cover that one point, the one point that you want to bring people's attention to. Let's say, how do I go there? Okay, so I'm going to bring you to the attention and awareness of the seagull. That's all we're going to look at right now. Don't look at anything else, just look at the seagull. The speaker, a woman, was telling that all Palestinians were Hamas, jihadists, and they hated Israel and this and that. But I didn't finish it because at some point while I was trying to hear what she had to say, I intuitively felt it was propaganda. And the reason is she wasn't speaking about the peaceful protests, the peaceful, good Palestinians. She was making that one group of people, this ethnic group of people, out to be all of them were Hamas and jihad. So you see, that's how you determine, I'm just giving you one little example, what's propaganda. So some people are so plugged into their news station, And I know that there's these political teams that want to pull you in and make you hate the other team. And so all they do is call them names, the other side. And they're never, ever looking at their own faults, and they're perfect, right? Well, we know that's not true because that's propaganda. So I just want you to really be aware of what you're putting into your mind, how it makes you feel, and ask, is this propaganda? Now, sometimes the people presenting it really believe it. So they're not all going to be out there, they're pushing propaganda, yet they think it's true. So keep that in mind too. So that's where you can't just trust someone else's judgment. It doesn't matter if it's the smartest person in the world. You know, you've got to use your own discernment, because no matter who we are, we make mistakes. We're human beings. That's what humans do. A lot of human beings learn that way. I'm telling you that if you find it to be hard to disconnect from the matrix, then you can be more discerning with deciding to maybe do like a week or two of no television at all, if you can, or maybe turning it on once for the week and see how your news on television once. See what happens. Just see if your worldview shifts. This is just something I want you to try to do. It's just, if you're having a hard time with everything, step away from it. Turn it off. Don't listen to it. I do read headlines, and then I click and choose on what I want to listen to. Like I said, I get in it, I turn it off. I'm like, oh, this is crap. Propaganda. And today, oh yeah, so I turned TV on today, which I rarely do. I was like, oh, I want to see if I can watch television. And the first thing, there's this commercial, a pharmaceutical commercial trying to sell me drugs, or whoever's watching the television, as if that's a normal thing. And then whatever it was could cause thyroid cancer or some kind of cancer. And then the list of the poisonous thing, this drug, what it could do to your body. I was like, oh my God, that should be illegal, that this industry could sell, to do this to people, to bombard them with commercials. Oh, I won't take that if it's going to, the side effects sound pretty scary. And so I think, now this is just something that just came to me just now. I think this is their way of desensitizing human beings to the fact that their drugs are poison. It could cause thyroid cancer. It could cause your hair to fall out. It could cause you to die. But hey, go talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor about this, whatever this is that they're selling to you on the propaganda machine. No, it isn't normal. Why would anyone think that's normal to take something that could give you cancer? I'm hoping my seltzer water doesn't do that. But hey, they don't, I'm saying. No, actually, well, we'll talk about light codes and meditation and healing ourselves on another stream. All right, guys, so I just wanted to give you that message. It seemed like it was important for the moment, so please support my channel. Also, if you would like to have a personalized oracle reading, I can help you with some questions. Until we meet again, have a blessed rest of your day.